Tag F7 – Settings of the program. The following tag contains the information about the placement of this program on the screen, the settings of configuration file, the language of the program priority, and setup ports. There are also some other options in this list and the control buttons. Let's now draw our attention to the setup ports and response delay. Right now we can see that the port COM2 is closed. Actually, it is absent from your computer. That's why we must set up the connection port. Press the Setup button and select one of the options from the list. We know that the cable of the controller is plugged in the first port, but just for the sake of the demonstration, let's choose the third port. After pressing OK button, we can see that port 3 is open, but there is no connection since the controller is plugged into another port. Let's now select the first port. After a while, we can see that the connection has been established. Please pay attention that it is strictly forbidden to change the settings of the port. You are only allowed to choose from the list of available ports. The delay is necessary to set the speed of data exchange between the computer and controller. If your computer is slow, this value must be increased. If your computer is fast, the delay must be decreased, and then the speed of data exchange will grow. The program priority is set as high, but you can choose any from the available options. In case you choose the real-time mode, the program will use most of the resources of your computer and other programs may not run properly. That is why it is recommended to use the high mode. You can also choose a language from the given list. The placement of the program on your screen. You can drag the window of the program to the suitable position on the screen. Then press Save Placement and select Auto Placement option, and in the next time you launch the program, it will appear on the same place that you have selected on your screen. If you want the computer to show the program on the full screen, you should choose the full screen option or use the hotkey F. Next, the setting of configuration file. First option, Show Safe Load dialogs. If this option is selected, after pressing Save or Load buttons on F2 and F3 tags, the standard Windows dialog box is shown, where you can enter any file name. If this option is off, all the information about the configuration settings will be saved on this file automatically. This option permits to save the latest file directory. If the option of taking together CFG and CLB information is on, then while pressing the Transmit or Receive button on any of these tags, F2 or F3, the information from both of these tags is transmitted into controller. If this option is off and you press Transmit button on one of these tags, F2 or F3, only the information from this certain tag goes to controller. And finally, option of transmitting the data of CFG or CLB immediately after change. If this option is on, then Any change you make to the settings on F2 and F3 tags is transmitted immediately into the controller, and you don't have to press the transmit button. File path shows the directory of the saved file, and below you can see the file name. This file is loaded during the running of the program. You can use the default settings or choose another name from the list. Now let's turn to options. The first option of showing message step by step permits to switch to step-by-step mode while launching the program. We will talk about it more detailedly in step-by-step video. If we choose the option of saving the select page, every time you launch the program, it will be launched on the same page that was the latest run page. If we select the option of saving settings by closed, all the settings of this tag, auto calibration, oscilloscope, and others will be saved into corresponding file while turning off the program without pressing save button. The full screen option permits to see the program in full screen mode. The option of hold in front gives high priority to this program on the screen and always keeps these programs on top of the other programs. By selecting the option of show hints, we can always see the hints by placing the cursor next to any phrase. Simulator option can only be activated if there is no connection with controller. By using save or load buttons, you can whether save or load the settings of this program. You can also set the default settings by pressing default button.